Hey guys, it's 23. This is the MP5 by Lorraine, aka Fukuzuru. This is a highly customizable MP5. There are a couple of things that you can change. You can change the handguard, the sighting system. You can even have the SD version. So pretty cool, really well done. I quite like it a lot. So let's go over what you'll get. You'll get a Unity package that you need to install into your Unity project. There is a notepad that gives you a link to install the asset and also how to use the asset. Installing the asset is really easy. It's just modular avatar. You just drag and drop, adjust, and then upload. This asset does use the multi-shader, so it looks really good. When you first upload into your avatar, this is what it looks like. So really quickly with controls and settings, so you can toggle it off and on like this. You can grab it like this, and you can put it away like that. If you want, you can also grab it through the radio menu, like so. There is a toggle for gestures controls. Basically, that means you can operate the gun via gestures and stuff. So if you're used to gestures controls, that is for you. So you can enable and disable the two-hand feature. So whether or not you want it on or off, you can do that. You can also disable the contact feature. So basically that means you can't grab it from your person. You have to grab it through the radio menu, like so. This gun has 3 fire modes. It has semi, burst, and full auto. In the attachment folder, you'll have a bunch of things that you can change. So you can change it to a Picatinny rail, like so. You can change it to the classic SD handguard, so it has the integrated suppressor. A side note with the SD handguard, it changes the traces to green instead of the yellow-orange color. You can have the Surefire handguard with the integrated flashlight. Only on the Picatinny rail, you can have a PEC 15 on the right side. You can also have a Surefire X300 on the left side. With the lights and lasers, you can turn them on the fly like so. There's a button you just grab and you can turn them on and off. Same thing with the Surefire handguard. You can turn it on and off, like so. You can always turn on the lights and lasers via the radio menu, like so. Moving to a sighting system, you can have an EOTech EXPS3, like so. You can also have the SRS-02, and you can also have an ACA with a Delta Point Pro on top. There is a toggle to disable and enable the fishbone stock. So basically that means you can retract the buck stock like so. If you turn it off, you can't do that. The next button is to adjust the buck stock, so you can just adjust it by the radio menu. And finally, there's a left hand toggle, so you can switch it to your left hand if you like. In terms of how to use it, it is pretty simple. Most of the controls are fishbone based, and also they are animated, which means that most of the stuff is animated for you, so you don't really need to do anything. You just kind of mimic the motion. So as I said before, you can put it away and you can grab it back like so. To two-hand it is fishbone based, so you have to grab a bone underneath the handguard. To shoot the gun, it is a weighted trigger, at least on the index controllers, so you have to pull back the trigger in order to shoot. I sign out with the trigger. You have to fully let go of the trigger in order to shoot again. So if I leave my finger on the trigger and I try to pull back, it won't do anything. So you have to fully let go and then you can shoot again. If you grab the magazine from the gun, you just grab it so you can expect it, and then you can put it back. If you want to reload with a half magazine, you will have to grab the magazine that you placed on your person or the pouch. In this case, my magazine is on my hip, so I just have to reach around and grab the magazine. As you can see, the gun reloads by itself, so you don't have to do anything. You just mimic the motion. If you grab the charging handle, you will chamber check like so. You won't fully pull back the charging handle. If you're holding onto the charging handle and you pull the trigger, i.e. locking the fishbone, you'll lock back the charging handle. You can either slap it down or you can perform a tac mag, like so. Once you run out of ammo, you can either reload it 2 ways. You can either do the classic way by locking the bolt upright, like so. You can either grab the magazine from the gun or the pouch to initiate the animation, like so. And then you can do the head-shake slap, like so. Or what you can do is grab the magazine first, reload it, and then pull the charging handle back, like so. All the controls are ambidextrous. Like so, and that is pretty much it. So pretty cool. I quite like this a lot. It's made really well. All the controls are very intuitive, and the customization is also nice, so you can customize it however you like. There's only one thing I want to say about the asset, is that you can't suppress the weapon normally, like with a suppressor. You can only suppress the weapon with the SD handguard. So if you wanted like the Surefire handguard and a suppressor, you can't do that. Or if you wanted to have the Picatinny rail with all the lights and lasers and a suppressor, you can't do that. So that's the only thing I don't like about it, because if you want to have it suppressed and have the lights and lasers, you can't. You can only have either or. You can only have lights and lasers, no suppressed, or suppressed and no lights and lasers. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't really like about it, but still pretty cool though. Also, I just want to say, if you're looking for a gun that's great for LARPing, cagging events, roleplay events, this is pretty good. Most low-range assets are pretty well synced so that everyone else can see what you're doing. So if that's really important to you, I would recommend this or Lauren's other assets. So yeah, to find this asset, you can go to the booth page. It is listed as 2,500 yen. So if you like what you see, why not check this out? Okay, thank you, bye bye.